This is a test for anybody who wants to see if you're addicted to sugar. So you're gonna need a couple things. First off, you're gonna need granulated pure sugar, and you're gonna need some donuts. So come back to the video when you have those two things. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start off by pouring out enough of the sugar that you can get a full spoonful. Having already poured your sugar out and your donuts in front of you, go ahead and take your spoon. It's gonna be tough, but I want you to go ahead and get yourself, try and get like a tablespoon. Dude, that's super gross. So you probably didn't enjoy that very much. And I'm guessing that you don't have a compulsion to suddenly take another spoonful of sugar, okay? So that part of it is done. You're now gonna take one of your donuts, whichever one you want, and I'm gonna take a bite, and I want you to stop. I'm not gonna lie, not the best donut I've ever had, but pretty damn good. And I wanna take another bite of this one or the first bite of either of these two. The whole point here, high palatability is what makes foods addictive, not sugar by itself. If we have an addiction to something, alcohol, you start off drinking beer, then you go to cocktails. Pretty soon you're drinking out the bottle. You start doing drugs, you're smoking meth. Pretty soon you're shooting up, right? People will find a more and more pure source when they get addicted to something. If sugar in and of itself were addictive, what we would see is a lack of satiety and an overconsumption of pure sugar, not of highly palatable foods that have a good combination of sugar and fat put together by a culinary professional. So next time somebody says they're addicted to sugar, or if you know somebody who thinks they're addicted to sugar, send them this challenge, have them give it a shot for themselves, and see if they want another spoonful of sugar or one of the donuts.
Right, before I talk about this, I want you guys to take this in for a second. So currently at the moment, we have a huge problem in this country with obesity. So many people are struggling with their weight. So many people are struggling with their food, and they have no understanding why. They go to the PT, they're looking to lose weight. These PTs are putting you on a low calorie diet, a low fat diet. They're telling you guys you need to train hard. This is the reason why you're not getting the results. All of a sudden, you're not getting the results. These are running out of options. They're saying, okay, listen, you might need to go and see your doctor. I've done everything. The doctor looks at you and says, listen, I haven't got a clue what's going on here. So all of a sudden he puts you on these weight loss injections. He's saying like, listen, you're going to be on these for the rest of your life. This is the problem, guys. Nobody is telling you why you're struggling with your eating habits in the first place. Nobody's telling you why you have these regular cravings in the first place. Now, if you guys are struggling with any of the following, well then obviously there's a problem there, all right? And unless you address this cause, you're never going to get the results that you want, okay? Number one, you're constantly thinking about food. You're having these regular cravings throughout the day. You can't go a day without eating carbohydrates. You don't feel normal if you don't eat carbohydrates. You can't walk into the gym unless you have an energy drink. You have to have an energy drink with you at all times. Number two, you're struggling to shift that belly fat. No matter what you do, you're training really, really hard. You just cannot lose the belly fat. And if you guys listen to me regularly, you guys are never going to shift the belly fat if insulin is too high. Because if insulin is too high, you're blocking the body from burning fats. We need to understand very, very quickly, guys, how these regular insulin spikes are going to have an impact on our hunger and also our leptin hormone. And if our leptin hormone has been impacted, well then we're never going to be satisfied when it comes to our food. Number three, come the start of the week, you're like, you know what, I'm going to start all over again. I'm going to follow a strict diet. I'm going to make sure I count my calories every single day, regardless of the food that you're eating. All of a sudden, again, you're struggling. Saturday and Sunday comes along, that temptation kicks in. It's like, you know what, I need to eat more. My cravings have gone through the roof. Do you see where I'm going here, guys? This is not a low calorie issue, okay? This is not the problem. This is not down to being on a low fat diet. This is all down to insulin. You guys are struggling with insulin resistance. And unless you address this problem, you're never going to see the results that you want long term. And this is why I'm going to continue doing these videos and calling these people out, because I think it's important you guys actually hear both sides of the story so you can actually make up your own mind. Guys, this is not rocket science, okay? The body does not need this amount of sugar. You need to understand how much sugar we're eating on a week-to-week basis, on a month-to-month basis, on a year-to-year basis. We're actually consuming way too much fucking sugar, and this is impacting our health. This is impacting the way we look. This is impacting the way we feel. So it's very, very important to understand that what's causing the damage. What's causing the damage is the food that we're eating. And if we're on a diet, say we're on a food plan and you're eating 16, maybe 1800 calories a day, but the majority of that food is going to come from sauces, carbohydrates, a lot of sugary food, this is when you guys are going to struggle, and it's not going to be able, you're not going to be able to manage it long term, and it's not going to be sustainable. More than likely you're going to quit, you're going to put the weight back on, and this is the problem. You need to address the main cause, guys. As I mentioned earlier, you need to address hormones. You need to understand what insulin does, and you need to understand what leptin does. And when you understand what these do, you're going to be able to control your hunger. You're going to be able to control your cravings. Write that down.